All right, welcome back, Cosmic Cunties. My name is Tiffany. I am head cunty here at Cosmic Cunties. I am here to discuss the astrology energy for the week of January 20th until January 26th of 2026. We are here doing our best, doing our most, trying to be the best version of ourselves, the highest version of ourselves. And astrology is just one other modality to add into our lives to let us know kind of what to expect in the week, maybe from our internal workings, and also what to expect from things that might happen or ways that people might show up in the world. And that way we're best prepared. And if we want to be our highest version of ourselves, which I hope you do, I hope that's why you're here, we can, or at least we can try to be. And I have added in a new segment where we are talking all things fashion and styling for whatever the current cosmic energies are. And so for today, it's Aquarius season. Officially, the sun has moved into Aquarius, and Aquarius is that innovative, that eccentric, that weird, that wild, that wonderful self that always encourages us to show up as our individual self, which then shows up in the universe and in the people around us by encouraging others to show up as their weird, wild, wonderful self as well. So without further ado, I've got my hair in some waves and some little side pigtails. I feel like it's super like ravey and different and eccentric and wild and weird. I've got this very different pearl necklace on. It's a little bit more gray and it's got some drip to it, if you know what I mean. And then actually my Aquarius bestie made this crystal necklace. And so I feel like weird, different, meaningful accessories are really special to Aquarius. So that's something that if you're looking into, if you have maybe Aquarius placements, such as your moon or your Venus or your rising, I would say things like that, accessorizing and choosing the weird, different stuff would be like number one piece of advice that I have for you. And if you don't have any Aquarius placements, that's totally fine. We still all need to find our eccentric individualism. And so I would say start there. That's like a small little piece to start. But as far as the full outfit goes, colors are really important. Wild and weird prints are also really important. Or maybe not important, but like that I think defines an Aquarius. And it's funny because usually Aquarius, I'll just say it now. Happy birthday, all Aquariuses. Y'all are my favorite sign. You guys are just so out there and so yourselves, and it's so inspiring. And so I hope that people can pick up on some of this Aquarius energy this season and start to, I'll talk about like the intention of the week, but start to see what it's like to step out and be yourself in front of groups of people, whether it's your comfy groups of friends or it's like these massive social causes that you're trying to join or be a part of or even lead. So yeah, without further ado, let me reveal the rest of my outfit. Here we are. So we've got obviously the purple, we got the orange, and we got the swirly pants. And yeah, just my regular boots. I didn't go too crazy with my shoes. So that is the fit. And I'll post more on Instagram so you guys can see like the details better. But yeah, this is just the way that I'm like combining something that I'm super passionate about and a way that I have a creative outlet. I think that Aquarius season is all about creativity. What do you want to put out into this world? What do you want to help others with? It's like a creative humanitarian sign, basically. It's the opposite of Leo, where Leo is all about self-expression, self-creativity, creative hobbies. Aquarius is like, okay, great. Like you are a creative person, but like, how does that help others? And so that's exactly what we're diving into this week. That's the energy. That's the intention. So excusez-moi. As we are moving from Capricorn season, which is like that build that legacy, get all of those things in line. What is it that you're trying to do? It's finally Fire Horse. Well, it's not yet Fire Horse. February, I think 17th is Fire Horse officially. But I don't know about you, but I'm already feeling that fire energy. We've got Neptune and Saturn starting to move into Aries at the end of this month and middle of next month. And so this fire energy of moving things forward, the purpose of this year of 2026 is already being felt by a lot of us. And so it's not only Capricorn energy that we're rolling over into Aquarius of like, okay, step out, announce your legacy, announce what you're building, announce your creative project, announce your skills, announce your service, announce your new modality, whatever it is. And even if you're not an entrepreneur, it's like, what are you trying to build? And did you start a business plan? Did you start anything that could move the needle in the direction of what you truly want to do with your life? You've got one shot. Don't miss it. It's going to take some tries, but like, as long as you keep showing up for yourself, that's the point. And so now we're taking all of that Capricorn energy and we're moving it into group energy. How do we, for me, for example, I love styling and I love fashion. I also love astrology. So how can I combine those two things together to help others feel their best from the inside and out, and help others shine as their own individual light in this world and feel comfortable in their own skin and their own body? We do so much internal work and healing, and I feel like we kind of let our external work go to wayside when we're like, yeah, hoodies and leggings or whatever it is that makes you feel comfortable, which is great. But where are you maybe not allowing yourself to step out as your bold, beautiful self because it makes you feel a little uncomfortable? Not until you start doing that are you going to become more comfortable and stepping out in that energy, right? So it takes a little bit of time to get used to that. And so that's what this season is all about, is showing up as your unique self. I always say, literally look around. There's nobody else in this world that's like you. I've never met anyone like myself. I've never met anyone like you, whoever you are. I know that I haven't. And so you've got a message, you've got a story, you've got experiences, you've got knowledge, you've got ways of thinking and seeing and talking and walking and showing up for yourself and for others. People are waiting for you. This is the season to do it. Let yourself go out there. I will say, look to your house. What house is ruled by Aquarius? You may not have any planets in that house, but what house is ruled by Aquarius? And that's where you're going to be focusing for this season. Yeah. So let's get started. Tuesday, January 20th. The sun is in Aquarius, as we know, as we've been talking about, and it's conjunct Mercury in Aquarius. Mercury is the planet of communication. It's the planet of talking. So this is basically the first flavor of the Aquarius stellium that we're building up to this week. We've got a lot of planets, just like we had in Capricorn season, that are all going to be entering Aquarius over the next week or so. And so this is really just like here's a little taste, quite literally. It's the mouth, it's the talking, it's the sharing the ideas. And so, in what ways can we talk authentically? What ways can we let the conversations light us up? And how can we best help others through communicating, through sharing our ideas? Maybe it's not your idea, like for a business that you have, but maybe you have ideas for somebody else. How can you step outside of the box and think outside of it and ask the questions that need to be asked of yourself and of others, so that we can learn how to go with the flow of what is essentially the best for everybody involved. It's no longer like, this is my legacy that I'm building and I need to step out. It's like, no, I'm stepping out because what I have to offer is really important for the groups of people that are searching for me. We also have Venus in Aquarius, conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto in Aquarius has been there for a few months now. It's going to be there for a few decades. We're really working on Aquarius over the next, I'd say 20 to 30 years. So this is Pluto and Venus working together, the planet of love, the planet of abundance. It can show up as love wounding, or where maybe we can show up in a way where that allows us to receive more love, or highlight ways that we don't allow ourselves to receive love or feel that we're worthy of the love that we're receiving, or blocking ourselves, or maybe how we show up in love, otherwise give love. Venus is more of a receiving planet, though. It's the feminine planet. But it's not just for lovers. It's, friends we can be romantic with our friends. We can date our friends. We can make them feel good. We can do all these things and grow that love between two humans without the whole sexual encounter, but also like let that love spread out in the world. And that's so beautiful. And I really do think that's what Venus and Aquarius is about. Like, this is for all of us to love each other better, deeper, more intimately as humanity rises together. It's so important right now, the day after MLK Day, to talk about and think about ways that we can show up as individuals for humanity to rise in love. That is the key. That is the answer. That is what's going to heal all of us. So yeah, with that being said, we also still have Mars in Capricorn, and it's trining Uranus and Taurus. So we've got two earthy signs. We've got that shake-up planet of Uranus, and we've got the planet of Mars taking action. So to me, it's giving action shakeups. Things are shaking loose, shaking down. Something might shake out. That kind of maybe stops us in our tracks and prevents us from moving forward. But in a way that's like, okay, pause for a second, make sure we're aligned in the steps that we're implementing. It's not that you have to change course per se. This is a trine. It's just that there might be something there that you don't need to do, for example, and you're like putting in these extra steps and you don't actually need to do that. So something could happen in our life on the 20th today that is making or allowing us to see like the real path forward. And then we also have, as I mentioned earlier, Mercury is in Aquarius, which is conjunct the sun in Aquarius. This is the first day that Mercury's moving into Aquarius. So speak that weird, innovative thought or idea that you have. Share whatever's coming up in your mind. It's happening for a reason. The universe is sending you these downloads, this information, this vision, this dream, this idea, because you're ready to speak it into existence. You're ready to hold it. You're on that frequency. Then Wednesday, the 21st, is the sun conjunct Mercury, both in Aquarius. It's just essentially the peak of it. So you're already going to be feeling that energy on Tuesday, maybe even before, but it's that peak energy on Wednesday. So if you didn't get hit with that on Tuesday, you might still feel it on Wednesday, maybe even going into Thursday. Because on Thursday, we again have the sun conjunct Mercury, but it's also conjunct Pluto in Aquarius. So this is really adding in this energy of, where am I showing up that's maybe not fully authentic to what I want to be? So maybe you have like all of these ideas in your head. Mercury's just like, and with Aquarius, innovative ideas in your mind. You want to talk about them. You want to innovate them. You want to bring them forward. And so maybe you do a little bit, or maybe you don't at all. And Pluto's really shining the light and being like, hey, why are you not letting your own light shine? Why are you cock blocking yourself? Why are you stepping in your way where you're the only one that can bring it forward? You're the only one that can make it happen. Speak it into existence. Don't let your fears of like Pluto, of how are you going to look in front of others? How are you going to show up? What are people going to think about you? What are people going to think about how you speak? When you start to get into your head like that, you're kind of dipping back into Leo on the other axis side of Aquarius. And when you dip back into Leo, it is going to be more egotistical, right? More like worry and fear-based of like, what do people think of me? Like, oh, what do I look like? And it's like, no, it doesn't matter what you look like. What matters is you're authentically speaking your truth, letting your light shine, and allowing that weirdness to come through. So yeah, that's where I think the energy of this week is really being highlighted, Monday or Tuesday all the way through Thursday. Then we do have some moon aspects. Moon is our emotional world happening. So moon in Pisces is trining Jupiter in Cancer. This is expansive emotional energy. This is let yourself feel the feels. Pisces and Cancer, hello, yeah. Let yourself just go. Let yourself be with it. Let yourself expand Jupiter into those emotions, knowing it's safe and knowing that you're supported in this. Let the emotions guide you that day on Thursday. Don't react, don't react on your whatever comes up, but like feel into them and let them guide you. because we also have the moon in Pisces conjunct Saturn in Pisces. So this might feel a little harsh on ourselves, this Saturn energy within our emotional worlds, where we might be feeling like, man, why am I feeling this way? Or like, I'm not feeling great, or why am I being so emotional? But just a reminder, it's okay. We're feeling big things that day, and we're meant to be feeling big things that day. So let them be. They're allowed to be in your body. They're safe in your body. Hold space for them. I do think that some people are more comfortable with other emotions versus others. For example, like I'm fine with being sad. I can mope around and be sad and depressed. It doesn't feel good. I don't enjoy it per se, but then when anger comes, I'm like, ooh, get it out of my body. Get it out, move my body, do some action, movement, whatever, throw something. I don't know, punch a pillow. But there's some beauty when it comes to like holding that anger in your body, meaning allow there to be space for you to feel it. And then it dissipates after like 90 seconds, as long as you don't ruminate on the story or why you're having that anger come up. Then we have Friday coming in with Mars entering Aquarius. So this is outside of the box actions. This is using our energy to feel into what is aligned for the masses, for the greater good of humanity. Be eccentric, be weird, do the dance, dress to impress yourself, be wonderful, be wild. Give yourself and others this permission to step outside of the box that society puts us in. Allow the freedom energy to flow. We are free individuals. We are allowed to be our freaky deaky selves. And please do it, because then you inspire others to do it. Along with that energy, the Sun, Pluto, and Mercury are all, with Mars that I just mentioned, are all conjunct in Aquarius. So this is like a force field behind the continued stellium, like I was talking about for the intention of this week, the continued stellium and Capricorn energies. So this might take the magnitude of the power that we cultivated and apply the dreams and goals toward humanity and groups of people. Start to think about what it is that you want to offer in this world and how is it applicable to others. And on the larger scale, this is not just in dreamland anymore. We are actually applying it now. We're actually like, oh, I see now. I see how this works within groups. I see how this works for others. It's not just like, oh, I think it would work this way for others. No. This is actually doing it. So release the event, release the retreat, release the business plans and ideas, share them, share your offers. Knowing how your services or gifts affect the masses at large is key. It's crucial in how you move your ideas forward, how you tweak them, how you moderate them, how you modify them. So it's time to put them out there and tweak it as it goes. We're always a work in progress, a walk in progress. So yeah, we're talking the talk, we're walking the walk, we're lighting ourselves up, we're being the light, but we're also allowing our weird freak flag to fly. So things could be coming out that maybe are not pleasant, shadowy even, but it's raw, it's real, and it's you. So embrace it. Love is love, is love, is love, is love, is love, especially our shadows. We tend to love the great parts about ourselves and dismiss the shadowy side, but the shadowy side is what needs to be held and loved the most. And then lastly, on Friday, we have the moon conjunct Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. Again, we have the Neptune and Saturn being best friends and going to continue into Aries together. So we're basically emotionally aligned with our disciplined dreams. We can move things forward. We feel good about them. Everything seems internally and externally aligned. We're feeling that daddy discipline energy internally and having the internal structure that we need to allow our dreams to unfold as need be. Then we've got Saturday. We've got the moon in Aries squaring Jupiter in Cancer, which is also conjunct Chiron in Aries. So this is kind of a big one, yeah? This is our feelings, our internal workings are here to remind us of where we might be feeling unworthy. Where do we not express our truth? Where are we not being authentic? Where are we still waiting for approval from others before we trust ourselves? This is basically a highlight reel for us to look the wounds in the face and feel them and process them and know that we're worthy. Know like, okay, why am I holding myself back? I see it now. I'm releasing that hold. I'm letting myself free. We're all about freeing ourselves this week, right? And Aquarius season in general. So what fears are preventing you from taking the leap, from choosing you, and from what lights you up? I'm really looking at those on Saturday. What's still lingering there with that Chiron in Aries and that internal moon in Aries? We're feeling that expansive emotional energy that's really highlighting those wounds for us. So if something's coming up for you on Saturday, it's meant to be coming up because you're ready to work through that so you can clear it. Quit holding yourself back. Give yourself that permission to be free, wild, weird, eccentric, innovative, all the things. We also have on Sunday, actually, we're moving to Sunday. We have the moon in Aries squaring Mars in Aquarius and Pluto in Aquarius. This is pretty intense. This is Aries energy squaring Pluto. So our emotions essentially are at odds with how we want to take action. Or something can happen that does not feel good or brings up some shadows. This can be confronting energy if we're not prepared for it. So we feel lit up and fiery inside, but it is actually like a struggle to move forward. So it kind of is like, whoa, like I feel like, yeah, let's go. But then it's like, oh, I can't. Or like something's coming up that's like, damn it, I want to move forward, but I can't. And so it's kind of like this frictiony intensity that you might be feeling on Sunday. And then lastly, on Monday of next week, Neptune is officially moving into Aries for the next 14 years, okay? So Saturn is already in conjunction with the Neptune. They're already kind of like working together. We've been feeling that this past year. But essentially this duo is leading the charge and the momentum forward for the Fire Horse legacy of 2026. Our dreams are getting the leadership, the boldness, and the leap of faith. It takes this dreamy emotional sign and gives it something to ground. So Neptune, the planet of dreams, illusions, like Venus on crack, the veil, it is moving into Aries. Aries is moving forward. It's bold. It's taking action. It's leadership. It's not questioning things. It's like just taking action, going for it, not thinking about it later, basically. Like, I'm going to do it now. I'm going to think about it later. Maybe. I don't know. And we're going to get used to this. We're feeling this now. We've been feeling it, but we're going to get used to this because it's going to be here for over a decade. And Saturn, I think, is really here to help that Neptunian energy when they're together of like discipline to get the dreams moving forward and to like be like, hey, there's a veil there. Do you not see the veil? It's kind of like the dad coming in to like the dreamy, I don't know, mom, aunt, whatever, and being like, hello, do you not see, like, take these actions, go this way, move things forward. I will give a little bit of warning. I've been giving this warning for several months now. This also gives leadership that is maybe narcissistic in some way, or also talking the talk about spirituality, but then you like look closer and you're like, something about this person doesn't feel right, or their actions don't align with what they're saying. So just follow your intuition, tap into your spirit guides. You know, when you're connected to your body and to your inner self, what feels right and what is, best for you. And so if something feels off, just trust it. Know that it feels off for you for a reason. So yeah, it's a big week. Neptune moving into Aries and Aquarius season and a stellium in Aquarius. This is like really allowing us freedom, moving forward, taking action, being your wild, weird, wonderful selves. So as always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them down below. Like, subscribe. Once I hit 50 subscribers, I'll start doing personal videos for rising signs, which will help you guys understand how these bigger energies are going to affect you personally. And I am still doing astrology readings. I am going to release my celestial circles, which will be online women's circle for 8 women to talk about what's happening cosmically for their personal charts and their personal life and what's going on in our personal lives, just like a typical women's circle. So stay tuned for that release. And if you're needing any type of coaching through astrology, please find my website and my email down below. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. As always, love your freaky deaky selves, and I will see you next Tuesday.